All right, thanks for joining me today. This one's going to be a fun one. This is going to be a follow-along session of gaining flexibility, mobility, also certain movement patterns that we're going to want to build as we advance through these phases and to the next phase. So this is going to be really fun. We're going to be introducing some primal movements here, but in a very light, fun way here. And I'm also going to have alternatives available in the PDF or on this video as well as we go through this. So if anything's a little too advanced at this point, that's okay. We have alternatives that you can also use as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Start off by a nice warm-up, looking side to side here with the head, warming up the neck. Just going back and forth. Consciously relax the muscles here. And you should be very, very comfortable. Okay, now we're taking the arms through circular rotations. The shoulders are going in a nice circle here, going forward, up, and back. Keeping the rest of your body nice and straight. Just the shoulders moving. Okay, switch directions. Going back, up, and forward. You can just find a nice rhythm here. Okay, now we're going to the elbows. We're just going to go in a circular direction with the forearms, keeping the elbows basically in the same spot. Going this direction. Okay, now we're going to go to the opposite. Just nice and quick here. Get this nice and warmed up. All right, now we're going to the wrist. Clasp those hands together. We're just going nice circular rotations here in one direction. Getting the wrist nice and warmed up. Okay, now we're going to switch directions. Bringing those wrists into the opposite circular direction. All right, now we're going to the chest. Again, circular rotations here. Rotating the chest, keeping the rest of your body nice and in the same place, or at least try to. This can be a little tricky to master at first, but after, you can go slow at first and then improve from there. All right, switch directions. Really great for opening up this upper body, upper chest. Okay, now we're going to the hips. Same thing, circular rotations here. Drawing circles here. All right, switch directions. Really warm up these hips. All right, now we're going to go just into some nice light squats here. Feet slightly wider and shoulder width apart, turned out a little bit, and going up and down. Really warm up the hips here. Get those hamstrings going, quads, knees a little warmed up. All right, now to the legs close together, going to the knees, going circular directions here. Okay, now we're going to switch directions. Want to keep the back nice and straight, shoulders down in their sockets. I'm putting most of the weight on the balls of the feet here as I rotate. All right, and then we're just going to work on the calves, just stepping up and back here. So you'll just notice one foot's lifting up, the other one's lowering down. And lifting up as high as you can on that toe, comfortably. We're just going back and forth here. Really pressing through the toes. Okay, now we're going to go into some nice light arm swings. Opening up, closing. Very relaxed here. Great way to warm up the upper body. Just going back and forth. Now we're going to move into another arm swing, but this time we're rotating the upper body, clapping above our hands, and switching. So you notice a nice, good rhythm here, going back and forth. Now if you can't clap at the top, that's okay. Just really focus on keeping the back straight, turning just with the upper body, and keeping the hips square. So my hips are trying to stay positioned forward as my upper body and my hands and arms rotate. All right, now the leg swings. Really work on getting these hamstrings nice and warmed up. Swinging back and forth here. And if we're lucky, yeah, it's just nice and back and forth here. Relax. We're going to have a special guest maybe come in here. All right, switch to the opposite. Swinging the left leg forward and back. Keeping the back straight. Nice relaxed swing here. Great way to get our body ready for some of this exercise we're about to do. And this is going to be light today, but it's going to be, some of it might be a little challenging, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, now we're going to go into just some light exercises here. So what I want you to do is get a nice wide position with the legs, feet slightly turned out so it's a nice comfortable position. I want you to lower down slowly, placing the hands in front of your body. Now just go down as far as you can comfortably. If you can't reach down and place the hands down on the ground comfortably, that's okay. You're just going to be staying in that position, going back and forth, just going up and down here, okay? But if we can reach forward and touch the ground, that's perfect. So what we're going to be doing is building this up into our first quadrupedal movement crawl or sideways crawl using the hands and the feet. We're just going really nice and slow and controlled here. Okay, now I want you to place the hands down on the ground. What we're going to do is go even wider with the legs if you need to, and we're just going to lean side to side. So walking the hands to each side, just nice and slow and controlled. Really keep the back straight. Stand tall through the head. And we're just going back and forth here, opening up the hamstrings, opening up the hip flexors. Now, if this is too much, lift those hands off the ground, and I want you to just go side to side here. You know, that's the alternative. But if you can do this one's a great one. Walking the hands, turning, really opening up this area here. Okay, now we're going to drop to the ground, and we're going to work on some light QM exercises here, or movements here. So what we're going to do is get in a tabletop position, or a nice position here, back straight, hands, wrists stacked above the shoulders. Try to have a good angle here with the knees below the hips here. And what we're going to do is sit in this position and move the opposites. Lifting up and back. Up and back. Really extending those opposites, thumbs facing towards the ceiling. And just stepping. Really reach as far as you can. Try to extend the arm and the leg as far away from you as you can here. Really just reaching out. So we're building these movement patterns. We're gaining a little bit of strength, getting some flexibility, and some really good coordination work here. Really focus on keeping that core tight and just going back and forth here. Okay? All right, now we're going to move into a hip flexor stretch. Get into a nice lunge position, and we're just going to press forward. Now, we can do this standing up. If you prefer this, you can stand up and do this. I'm doing it kneeled down, and we're just going to lean forward, pressing forward with the hips, opening up the hip flexor here, keeping the back straight, shoulders down their sockets, looking forward, opening up this hip flexor here. So we're just going to hold for just a few seconds, get this stretch. Now we're going to press back, bringing the hips back. You can flex the toes to get a further stretch, and we're going to lean the chest, keeping it straight forward. So just go down as far as you can, comfortably, keeping that nice straight back. And we're just going to hold here for just a few seconds. Really opening up these hamstrings here. Okay, now we're going to switch. Get that nice lunge position. You can do the standing if you need to. Then we're going to press the hips forward. Really open up the hip flexors here. This also can get a little quad stretch as well. Just holding here, looking forward. Holding for just a few seconds. Okay, now we're going to lean back. Same thing. We can do this standing up if we need to. You can flex those toes. Keep a nice straight back. You know, a lot of us like to arch forward around the back. Keep it nice and straight. Just go down as far as you can comfortably, feeling that stretch here. All right, perfect. Now, we're going to go into another stretch here. This is a simple one. You probably remember this one. This is the butt lift here. We're going to lay flat on the ground. We're going to lift, squeezing the glutes, our butt up, and then lower down slowly. Just going back and forth here. Just a nice, smooth rhythm. Opening up the hip flexors again. Strengthen the glutes and the hamstrings. And from here, we're going to lower our legs down. We're going to extend our right leg up towards the sky, and then bring it down slowly, only holding it up there for about a second or two. Then repeat with the left. Going back and forth here. Keeping the back flat and straight on the ground, feet flexed, and just going nice and slow and controlled, trying to create a straight line with the leg here. If you can't, that's fine. Just go as far as you comfortably can. And we're just going back and forth here, really opening up these hamstrings, developing that extra bit of strength. All right, now we're going to hop up. Now we're going to go into a carry-through position. So we're going to get into a nice push-up position. Keep the core tight, butt tight, wrists stacked below the shoulders. And we're just going to walk the feet as close as we can towards our hand, maintaining it straight back. Okay, just nice steps forward. You can have the knees go to the outsides of the elbows. And we're just stepping as far as we can forward and then back. And this is going to work the core, but really work on this flexibility that's crucial for our future movement. Okay? And if we need to, we can elevate ourselves up on yoga blocks or some parallettes to make this easier. Okay, now we're going to switch back. We're going to sit on our butt here. And what we're going to do is just perform nice tabletop lifts. So what we're going to do is press through our hands, pressing the heels down in the ground here, and we're going to squeeze the core and lift it forward. Try to go to a nice tabletop position. If you can't get here, that's fine. Just go as far as you can comfortably. This is really going to open up the shoulders, increase flexibility, and set us up for our future movement. We're just going back and forth here. Nice and slow and controlled. And my hands right now, my thumbs are facing towards my feet. My hands are turned sideways, so my fingertips are going out towards my outside of my body. So my shoulders are nice and opened up here. So the hands are in this direction. And we're lifting up, going back down. All right. So shake it up. From here, in the seated position, we're going to just go turn side to side, very light turns. So modified trunk turns here. Just going side to side, and you can extend the arms if you need to, or if you want. This is a little bit more advanced, but you'll feel an extra stretch in the upper body and the arms here. Okay, and from this position, we're just going to lift the arms up, go to the side. Just continue this. Now, with these exercises I'm showing you sitting down here, you can also do these standing up. However, since we're already on the ground, I like to just stay in this seated position. But if seating's a little too much, definitely go to your standing position for this. All right. So that wraps it up for today. Just going over some basic movement patterns there, also some light stretching, getting the blood flowing, and just a good relaxed session there. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you next session.